Imagine you're sitting at a table, playing a beautifully crafted game. When you pick up a piece and move it, that physical action exists only for a split second. Once you let go, the movement is gone. In the physics of our reality, raw information works the same way. It is a brief flash of activity that vanishes the moment it is used. If the world is made of these disappearing actions, we have to explain how we end up with permanent history, records, or things we can actually know. Reality functions by relying on an underlying architecture to catch these flashes of action before they disappear. To understand how a temporary action becomes a permanent record, we have to look at the stack, the layered mathematical rules that form the game of reality. Knowledge is an architectural structure. It is built by capturing those fleeting actions and organizing them into something that can last. We start with the physical table itself. The wood, the edges of the board, and the gravity keeping the pieces down represent the universe. The universe serves as the boundary. It is the total set of physical limitations that determine what is even possible at this table. This framework, in Step 9, defines the universe as a constraint quantale. This is a formal way of saying the universe is a complete map of limitations that everything in the tower must follow. If we watch a player make a specific move, that raw, momentary effort is our information. Because this information is an action, it is spent like a coin. It's a one-time resource consumed the moment the move finishes. At Step 3, the math notes information is resource-sensitive. You can't copy a physical action. The movement is spent instantly. Yet, while unpredictable, the game has a rulebook dictating exactly how pieces can move. These rules are repeatable transfers. They act as the wiring of the system, forcing raw, chaotic actions into predictable, reliable shapes. Without the universe setting the boundaries and the rules shaping the moves, raw information would be nothing more than random, meaningless noise. When you combine the fleeting moves with the strict rulebook, you create the game itself. In this architecture, this total system is called language. Here, language is much more than spoken words. It is the structural arena where information can safely interact and connect. Inside that arena, we often have specific house rules for different parts of the game. We call these smaller, localized rules grammar. When players analyze these rules to find every possible winning strategy, they are building a catalog of consistent, allowable structures. This catalog is mathematics. This puts language at the very top of the hierarchy. Mathematics is a specialized part of that larger arena. In this view, mathematics is the study of the allowable structures that exist within the broader language container. The foundational axiom of this framework is that language contains mathematics. The notes explain that math doesn't provide the ground for language. It is simply a restricted set of rules within it. This separates computation into two layers. The math provides the inert mechanics of the moves, but it is the language wrapper that determines why those moves count as a meaningful process. Eventually, the game pieces are put back in the box and the board is cleared. Every physical move made during the game is gone. The only thing that remains is the score sheet. This permanent record is the ledger. This is what we mean by knowledge. Since raw information is spent the moment it's used, knowledge doesn't live in the move itself. It lives in the permanent history, the indentation left on the structure of reality. The ledger is a record of every successful transfer that followed the rules of the universe. This shifts how we define truth. Truth is found in action. At Step 10, the framework defines truth as doability. It looks for the existence of a realizable trajectory, a path that can be executed. Truth is a move that works, a path through the rules that can be completed without the system breaking down. We are all players in this architecture. We spend our fleeting moments of information and use language to leave a permanent trace of knowledge on the ledger of our reality.